Hey there, life groups. I am so delighted that you've made the decision today to stay connected into a life group. We say it all the time, but it's true. The best way to help a life-giving larger church feel small is to be a part of a life-giving life group. This week, we've been in a series that's called We Are Them, and we've been looking at Bible characters in whom we can kind of find ourselves. We've been speaking about an issue that actually affects many of us, even if we don't like to talk about it. Not everybody would want to be open and honest about it. But the truth is, I think at times we all struggle with this idea of feeling like we're down and in the dumps. And when I'm talking about being down and in the dumps, I don't mean having a bad day or having a bad week. I'm talking about, have you ever felt like there's a season where you're almost borderline depressed? You feel thoroughly down and in the dumps. What we did on Sunday was we explored through the life of Elijah through 1 Kings 18 running into 1 Kings 19. And what we found was that he was just like us. He knew exactly what it was like to feel down and in the dumps. But actually, there were 5 things that we started to explore about how Elijah ended up taking himself into his own cage of depression. And typically when we speak about depression and feeling down, we'll talk about it from the perspective of maybe there's an imbalance or there's some kind of like mind imbalance that requires a pill. And oftentimes that's absolutely true. We believe in therapy, seeing a counselor, speaking with a psychologist. That can always be helpful, but there is another side of the argument. And all the latest, most current research is all indicating towards how actually oftentimes when we feel like we're in a low mood, it's as a result of our lifestyle imbalances. So on Sunday, we spoke about 5 key things, but the reality of it is for Life Group tonight, I want to speak to you about one key area. And that's what we called on Sunday, ruminating self-talk. I don't know about you, but I sometimes struggle with how I talk to me. I talk to you great, but I'll even call myself names that I would never call you. I give myself a harder time than anybody else. On Sunday, I shared the story whereby after I immediately preach, in years gone by, it's when I found it most difficult and most taxing to not take myself over hot coals and stop to think about the things that I could have done better. And I ruminated on it. I'd think about it some more and then I'd digest it before, in the same way that cows regurgitate grass and throw it back up into their mouths and chew on the grass some more, almost hoping that it tastes better, we can do, and I was doing the same thing in my own thought life too. But actually there is an incredible amount of freedom that is found in Paul's writing in 2 Corinthians 10 that basically instructs us, hey, listen, you've got to get a hold of your thought life, because if you can control your mind, you can control your life. So for Life Group tonight, I'd like to start us out by asking the question, how is your self-talk going? I know that you speak great to everybody else, but how do you talk to you? How do you think to you? And when you don't speak well to you, how does that affect you? And moving forward, how can you change that? Love you. Have a great evening. Can't wait to see you in church next Sunday.